Okay, my friends, dark energy and dark matter is light in transit. That's all there is to it. Electron flood theory says that the sun spits out these particles, and that is the dark matter and the dark energy, and when it's in space and not concussing. Let's look at the details. Okay, sunshine. I'm here to show you, this is Roger once again, how light actually works and what it is. And I'm going to talk about dark energy and dark matter and the whole 9 yards. Here's what we got. We got the sun. And out here is the corona. There's the surface. The surface is 6,000 degrees. The corona is millions of degrees. Now that is because the sun and every other thing in the universe that is light spits out particles. These are particles. They're not nothing. They're particles, and they fill the universe with these light particles. And they don't light up in the universe because they are not concussing. They stay away from each other. But here they are, coming down to Earth, spinning. They hit our atmosphere up here and splay out all these different colors because some of them are long frequencies and some of them are short. All right, the shorter ones make more crash when they hit because they hit harder, and they take the blues and so forth. The shorter ones make the reds and yellows. From the moon, we have a very, very short wave, a very, very long wavelength, and all we can get is red. You can't get in the moon. You can't get all of the colors, obviously. There's not enough energy to push the electrons out of the particles that they hit. And that's all that's happening. The energy from this particle smashes into these particles and drives off bits that are seen visibly. And it depends on how hard that particle hits, what color will be shot out of here. Red, green, blue. And then there's yellows and all that stuff in between. And it's just longer or shorter frequencies. Now, don't forget, the sun, 6,000, the corona, a million, millions. That's because the sun is scrubbing like this, and we are scrubbing like this, and through all of the electrons that are out here, because the sun's spitting those electrons everywhere. It's got to rub through them too, because all the other suns are doing the same thing, all the other stars, everything. So it's scrubbing against this. Its particles are scrubbing here. So the scrub right here is millions. And that creates all these magnetic loops. They go flying up in there because this melts the surface and they bubble up and shoot out and they try to come up to that electric surface. That's what's going on with the sun. Now, for us, we spin through it, and what happens is our magnetosphere out here is thousands of degrees. Because we're scrubbing the same thing as here. This is millions and it's 6,000. It's scrubbing. We're 80 or 90 degrees on the surface. We're scrubbing and we're thousands of degrees out here. And just obviously we have the same magnetic interaction like here. This is melted, so all that stuff is blah, 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 blah. Well, we're not melted, but we have our solar storms, our electric storms, and all that stuff is happening in here because it's an electric interaction. That's all it is. So the universe is filled with these particles, which are light particles. Only in the universe we call them dark energy, dark matter. It's all dark matter out here because it's not doing anything until it concusses. If you have a space station out here and it hits it, it lights it up. The space station's lit up. The moon lights up. Anything that's out here lights up because the sun particles smash into it. They're all over here. They're everywhere. They're not nothing. This is the problem. Einstein really ruined science completely, totally. Tesla was correct, and I think they made him the stooge to put Einstein out there to destroy science so that we could make nuclear bombs and everybody else wouldn't be able to understand the Tesla technology, because that's the kind of technology that they use, really. Einstein just did it. Not a single word he said was correct that I can find. Light is a particle. It's not a wave. Light can go faster and slow down, obviously. So none of his equations can work. C squared is the speed of light is it can go faster or slower. So that's not right. And because light, he says, has no mass, how could he even put the mass figure in there? E equals 0 times the speed of light. That's just nothing. Everything they said was just total nonsense. And nobody picked them up on it. And the same thing today, nobody will stand up. Because once they get their microphone, you can't get in front of them. Everybody bows down and says, oh, you got to pay attention to that guy. And intelligence just withers. That's regular light. That's light accelerating. That's light as the particle. That's light coming out, creating the electron neutrinos. Exactly what they say. But they don't understand the nature of the light particle. They think it's a wave, but we can only see the particle as we accelerate it through a Venturi. The Venturi is fully understood. The acceleration is fully understood. Now we see the particle. And then when it comes out the other side, this is only a single slit, and we have the interference patterns, and they're interference patterns strictly because they're repulsing the other same polarity particles away. And single slits, so that they're wrong about that too. These are what they call Higgs fields, or when they're in these, which are electrons, these would be electron neutrinos. If they were big particles and chunks of bigger particles, they would call them Higgs fields. But these are truly electron neutrinos, the smallest particles. And this is truly an unbelievable particle, which is something that nobody's ever seen before. That's two of the standard particles. And that's another particle hitting it. These are actually the particles that we see. This shows that light can expand, it can accelerate, and it can slow down. All right. So everything that's been said is wrong. Light is the dark matter and the dark energy. I've shown the particle, I've shown the acceleration, I've shown the repulsion. Case is closed. Dark matter is light.